everybody. Welcome back. Wednesday night edition of Inside the Headset as we creep up on almost about 6-7 minutes before 8 o'clock, and we've done a pretty good job staying on track. We're going to get with our last coach of the evening, and we're glad to be joined by him. He's the head coach of the McEwen Warriors, head coach Rick Rice. How you doing tonight, Coach?
I'm good, Stork. Doing good, man. How you been doing?
I'm doing good. I've got 8 towers
Okay.
I'm trying to build, and I'm having a great time. I got a great CEO, and he's very highly involved, and enjoy working for the people I'm working for. And so, as always, just out
Awesome.
trying
Keep
to
you
put.
busy, don't it?
I love trying to put some steel in the air, and a couple of them they're very hard. I got news for you. They're
Yes,
difficult, But you were 4-7 overall and 3-2 in the region, and it was your first year, and you kind of came in, and it's like you just stepped off the train and put the whistle on, and you went straight to coaching, and now you've had a chance since the 2023 season is over, and now you're moving into the 2024 kids. You've had a chance to get them in the weight room, get the Rick Rice template working. It's still not all the way into it, you working on the program. But when we start talking about numbers, how do you look, Coach, and coming out and headed in toward moving into August?
Yeah, well, I like the progress our kids have made, Stork. In the weight room, and when we hit it, we hit it. I give them, didn't give them a lot of time off until we hit the weight room again, because that's where we really, it just caught up with us against really good competition. Guys have been in the weight room and stuff, and. But, like I said, Stork, I didn't take that job until, I think July the 21st or 22nd, something like that. Yeah, and so, we was kind of behind the 8 ball before the season even began. And there was a stretch in our schedule. I mean, it was just murder's row what it was. I knew it was going to be tough. But we got better, and we hung in there and, reeled off 3 wins there at the end of the season. And then we got put out by Collingwood in the first round of the playoffs. But we didn't make the playoffs, but yeah, things are getting better. Kids are working very, very hard in the weight room, and it hasn't been easy. It's been very hard. I'll be the first to say that, and which if it was easy, Stork, everybody'd do it. So you got to make it hard, and you got to find out what kids are committed.
When you talk about Coach Rankin was talking about he made it to the championship, but when you start to put a program in place and you get to the playoffs, you realize we're going into the playoffs and we may win this first one, but it's going to be highly unlikely we win the second one, just because your program is just not there and able to go through it. And you feel the team kind of slipping away from you because you're like, okay, guys, you're getting out into some water. You don't know how deep it is out there. You've never been there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's just, you're kind of in a situation where, I don't know, the kids. I mean, they work hard what they do, Stuart. But I don't know, if you just hadn't had them for a long time, it's just kind of hard to be able to know exactly what to do. I'll be honest with you, Stork. Offensively, I really didn't really sit down on a true offense until about week 7 against Waverly. And people think I'm crazy, but I mean that's what happened. I mean, I was just trying to figure out my kids. I'm a split back veer guy. Well, we couldn't run split back veer. I tried that real quick. I found out real quick that we're not going to be able to do that. So, we finally settled on an offense that fit our kids, and I had to do some research as far as our kids and that type of thing to put them in the right spot to make plays for them to be successful. And I think we did that later in the year. And so we got it'd be much, much better, going into spring practice. We start spring practice in May, and we'll install a bunch of stuff here coming pretty soon. And then get in the summer. The summer's big for us, and get into our scrimmages. And then next thing you know it, man, we're opening up with Joe Burns at McEwen, first week of the season. So it'll be here before you know it.
When you start talking about it, and I feel like you and Bert Brown are kind of on the same deal. You both roll in. You're trying to figure out what to do, where to go, what's going on, and to get your program into place. As you look at that week 1 when you first got them, and then like you said, you finally threw a little offense, and you finally felt like they're okay. They'll listen to me. They're going to listen to me.
Yeah.
And if I
Mm-hmm.
tell them something,
Yeah.
they're going to do it. Okay. When you finally
Yeah.
got to that point and you're at week 7, from week 1 to week 7, even if you throw the film up, it's a big difference, isn't it, Coach? And how,
Oh God, it's a huge. Oh yeah, Stork. It's a huge difference. You know, I like watching those. You know, those last 3 or 4 games of the season that I did the first. 6 or 7. So.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's a big difference, and just not offensively. We tried to had to settle some things on defense as well, and so it's important that first of all you got to get your kids to buy in. You got to do that, and then secondly you got to put your kids in the right spot to make for them to be successful on both sides of the ball. So it was I ain't gonna lie, it was tough at times. It really really was, and so but things were better. Our numbers are up. We're at 47 kids now. I'd like to hit that 50 mark. What I'd love to do, and so I'm just really excited. I really am. I'm really excited for these kids, and I tell you what, Stork. I mean, I feel like this year, I feel like we can do some really good things. I only lost 2 seniors. All I lost.
So you think you think
but,
definitely you can flip it to 7-4? Just
Yeah,
you think you can
we
flip
possibly
that?
could. Our schedule's still pretty tough now. I mean, it's just a tough schedule, and
And you got to stay injury free. You can't
like
get
the chances.
you can't get any injuries.
Oh no, you can't afford that at all. So I'm trying to get kids to come out. Got 2 or 3 a couple of soccer kids out, and got a couple of basketball kids out, and I've got 7 or 8 kids that play football, that play baseball, and I love baseball. So, but yeah, we're just trying to get the kids out, just to get them out there, and get them in the weight room, and and get them stronger and get them tougher too. Game's all about being tough. We're trying to do that as well. So, but I like where we are right now. I really do, and we still got a long ways to go. We really do, but I like our progress, and I'm just proud of the way the kids have responded to workouts.
So you think you'll get to run the offense you want to this fall, or you think you're just going to be able?
I will.
All right, so you will get to
Yeah,
run.
yeah,
what you
I
want.
will. I think we can throw it a little bit, Stork. I ain't gonna lie, I got 3 or 4 receivers that can get it a little bit. We just got to get it to them, and I got a couple of kids at quarterback. I feel like that can do that, and so I'm on even though we'll be a lot of shotgun stuff. I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but I'm not really a big shotgun guy. I'm a big under center split back veer guy, but we're gonna get shotgun, and we're gonna run a ton of option out of it. I mean, that's what I know, and so and I know coaches know that about me, and so it's not like I got to keep it quiet or anything, but we're gonna run a lot more option stuff. What we're gonna do, Stork, and so and we ran a little bit more of it there at the end of the year, where we were being a little bit more successful in what we were trying to do. But we're gonna start installing that stuff probably next week, going at it pretty heavy, and build from there.
You like where you are? You like being back home in McEwen?
I do.
You like everything?
Like being home. It's good to be home. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I tell people the same thing. Things are not quite the same. When you left 38 years ago, but it's still home. And I'm glad to be home.
Well, I don't know if you get back over this way that much, but if you do, we'd love to see you. Give me a call or whatever. But it's changed, but it hasn't changed. You got Matt in here, and you got, and of course, Guthrie took over for you, but
yes, sir.
And they all play a little bit different, but it's still 6A football when you get out there on Friday night, and you know what that's all about.
Yeah.
So you've been.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best. It's I always called it. It's called our region the SEC West. And when I was at Rockville, and it hasn't changed. A bit.
No.
So, yeah, it's good. Just great football.
Well, and when they build the other school, it's really I feel like will be even bigger. I mean, it'll just.
Will they build a new one at?
I think it'll be Christiana. The growth of the.
That's what I was thinking.
They haven't really announced, but with the growth being Stewart's Creek, Blackman, Riverdale, Rockville, the county's going that away. So that's the way the population is taking it, and that's where we're open. We're going more toward Williamson County. That's where our dirt is.
Okay.
And I mean, and like I guess I don't know if you knew it or not, but I just talked to Coach Guthrie. So they're shooting for turf, and they're shooting for a Videotron board.
Yes, sir, I knew that. That's awesome.
Yeah, and you were a start of that. I mean, they had to start somewhere, and you were the one that put the goalpost in the ground. And like he said, he told you know it very well. They were landlocked, and spent $65,000 on a practice field. But you know one thing you don't want to do, and that is you do not want to start a football program in 6A ever again. You did that once, but you don't want to. It's hard, and you're waiting. Is equipment coming? Are they going to get the goalpost up? I mean, you talk about that first year. I mean, you had no way, and then it was just awful trying to get a football team and a football program off the ground. But you did it. But it aged you. It aged you, but it taught you a few things.
It did. I tell people a story. I said, there's one thing I can promise you. I will never do that again. Yeah, even though I loved when we did it, because I had great guys around me, my coaches. But I can honestly say I will never do that again.
Steve Luker talked you into something. He didn't want to handle it. He only knew one thing.
No,
if I stick rice out there, he'll take care of it.
I feel indebted to Steve Luker, Stork. He gave me a chance, and I will always remember that about Coach, and I appreciate him for that.
Oh, I love
But
Steve.
I will never do it again, okay? So,
I love Steve, and I've known Steve a long time. He's good to me. He's good to all of us. Coach, I hope to talk to you soon. We're looking forward to talking to you in the fall. Stay safe. Get your team ready, and we'll be ready to go at it this fall.
All right, sorry. Always good talking to you.
All righty. See you. Bye.